Hello everyone and welcome to the GameLeap Apex channel, your one-stop shop for everything Apex Legends. I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about one of the most overlooked skills in Apex, that being how to properly play endgame and secure easy wins. Look, you can watch all the rotational guides, tier lists, or even team comp videos that you want, but even if you have the best spot in endgame, if you aren't 100% sure how to manipulate the other teams and set yourself up for victory, you can quickly have everything fall apart from underneath you. One major thing that I've learned from climbing to Predator is how to spot weak teams in end zone and exploit them. So grab a seat, crack open a Phoenix kit, and let's get you to stop being that weak team. In order to properly show you what I'm talking about, let's take a look at a master at endgames, the CEO of Apex himself, TSM Imperial Hal. If you aren't aware who Hal is, he is a multi-time ALGS winner, has been Predator every season, he's the team captain for TSM, and is widely regarded as the best IGL in North America. So let's jump into a ranked game with Hal. In this video you can see that round 3 is closing and there are 6 teams left. Hal has knowledge of where the next ring is going to pull, but he also is aware that there is a team behind them currently. Being the smart player that he is, he has no Cocoa Puffs and Verholst watch the team at the back because they suspect them to be wrapping around to the east and not trying to force a fight with them in that choke point. If that is the case, they're going to have one confirmed team in front of them, so Hal needs to scout forward to see what they are going to be playing. Once Hal moves up, you can see him spot some players near the pods. You can see he very clearly has free shots, but he opts to not fire at them. This is where we're going to have a little bit of a quiz. Why do you think that Hal doesn't shoot at them? Is it A, he doesn't trust his aim, so he doesn't want to waste ammo? Is it B, he isn't sure who to shoot and just misses the window of opportunity? Or is it C, he understands there's no point to shoot at them? Well, if you said C, give yourself a pat on the back because you'd be correct. At that distance, even if he got a knock on one with the team Hal has and the position they're in, he wouldn't be able to capitalize off of it or push to it. All he would be doing is drawing unnecessary attention to himself and seeing as though his teammates are still holding the backside of choke. If he was to get caught out, he'd be throwing the game for his team. In this case, he just stays quiet and continues to scout around trying to gain more information. Once Hal is able to scout enough and confirm that the team in front of them was in fact the same people they were afraid were still behind in choke, he pushes up on them and calls for his team to follow. You can see a quick skirmish breaking out in front of him as he does so. This fight starts because the spot it's over is a very solid endgame position. It has cover, it's back of circle so you're outside looking in, and you have a very good vantage point to see all the other teams to know where everyone else is playing. Here you can see Hal pumps out a lot of damage, but he never overcommits to anything. From his spot he can easily use Wraith Tactical to phase out and get back to his teammates if someone tries to fight him. Now going forward you can see that he gets a knock so he can push up. His teammates are finally close enough to provide support for him so he can play a little bit more aggressive on these teams. The enemy Wraith phases out, but you can clearly see behind the next rock another person peeks out quickly. If Hal were to have blindly chased, the other team could have caught him off guard and easily killed him, ending their game right there. Hal is aware of that, so he opts to stay on his rock and use the height it gives to shoot the Wraith when she comes out of phase. Though unfortunately she does die to another team, but Hal and his team are in a decent spot and they're all full health. After this they do notice that it's only 3 teams left, and then Hal randomly gets a knock on someone by the ring. I'm not 100% sure how that happened, but hey, strange things can happen. After this, they start to notice that the team in front of them isn't contesting them, so they start to take positive space because they aren't contested. It's free real estate. The team on the opposite side of the rock is showing no presence and not at all trying to deter them from pushing, so they are unaware that Hal's team can walk up on them and they punish them because of that. Because of this, Hal is able to get right above them and pump out a ton of damage, knocking 2 of them and getting the Wraith low. Unfortunately, while this is happening, no Cocoa Puffs does end up getting knocked by the 3rd team behind them. Now students, pop quiz time again. If you were in this situation, what would you do? Would you A, stop chasing the Wraith in order to turn around and help your Gibraltar? B, continue chasing the Wraith and kill her, securing 2nd place at least and worrying about the other team later? Or C, stop where you are and try to hold that rock? Well, for all you smarty pants out there that said B, you would be 100% correct. Because of the position of the portal, Wraith's teammates were able to take it. If you had left her to run, she would have been able to reset her whole team and that fight would be for nothing. Chasing her down and finishing the fight at least secures you 2nd place, and in this case gives you 3 extra KP. Now that it is only 1 team left, Hal knows he has to use every bit of advantage he can get. That's why instead of trying to peek one side of the rock, he opts to climb up it. Getting height advantage allows him to be able to play all sides of the rock while still giving him a decent amount of cover. He is able to show off some extreme skill in knocking one guy in the 2v1, and I'm gonna be honest here, I have no idea what this Valkyrie was doing. I don't even think she shot once. I was at a loss for words when I first watched this. But Hal does end up killing her and securing his team the victory. To quickly recap, we saw Hal coming from what looked to be a weak spot in zone, kind of open area and not a lot of options. But he is able to quickly register that the team in front of him wants to fight for a better spot in zone. He allows them to start the fight and quickly third parties for an easy cleanup. They then take positive uncontested space to wipe the third place team and turn it into a 2v3 scenario. He registers that he is at a disadvantage, so he climbs up the rock to give him the best chance in the fight. He can play cover, and if they try to climb up on him, they can easily be lasered off. With some nice well-placed shots, he's able to clutch up the 1v2 and win the game. In this scenario, Hal shows us that you don't always have to have the game-winning spot every time. All you have to do is be patient, wait for other teams to get greedy, and capitalize off of that, and then bam, you have yourself a victory royale. But that is all for today, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you happen to learn something, please go ahead and drop a like on this video, and if you want to get a leg up on your own personal climb for this rank season, you may want to consider subscribing to the channel to be notified when we post new videos. We are going to be doing daily uploads of highly educational Apex content, so you do not want to miss it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.